Welcome back to another episode of the Almost Tipsy Vegan. Today we're going to be making some vegan chili. Now we're just past Thanksgiving and it's getting cold here. That's why we have chosen to make chili. So I'm going to start out with our pan's getting hot, it's Dutch oven. And again, I don't have any oil in there. I'm going to put that's one large onions already diced up. Y'all can maybe hear it sizzling. I don't know, I can hear it sizzling. And we're also going to put that's one stalk of celery diced up. Okay, so we're going to let that brown just a little bit. Stir it around so it doesn't stick. And I'm not using any oil today, so what I'm going to do is, if I can find a beer opener somewhere around here, I put beer in here to keep it from sticking. So, a little bit of beer in there to keep it from sticking. And can y'all see the steam coming up? So stir this around just a little bit. And while that's browning just a little bit, why don't y'all, let's see, we'll have us a little shot of beer. Sometimes it goes in the food. So, cheers. This is just a black and tan. It's a dark beer because we're wanting a lot of flavor in the chili. So therefore we're using a dark beer versus a light beer. Okay, it's really good. Okay, now that that's simmering around and getting a little bit brown, and also the beer helps it brown a lot better too. Okay. Now we're going to add, this is just one package, 8-ounce package I believe, of mushrooms we've diced up. And again, we're making this chili. We're going to add a lot of flavor to it, and this gives it the earthiness and a lot of health benefits too with mushrooms. They say it helps with Alzheimer's and stuff like that. We'll see, we hope it does anyway. Now, we're going to, let me stir that around a little bit. And I'm going to let it cook just for a minute, just to let the mushrooms, some of the water cook out of it. So just real quick, I'm going to let that cook just for a second. Now, let me tell you about, I got, where it is, can't find it right now. Here it is. Chipotle pepper. Okay. I didn't have any just plain old Mexican or chili sauce or chili powder. So I Googled what's the difference between chipotle and chili powder. And this is just the pepper here, where the chili powder has additional spices. So here I'm going to add some additional spices, but here on this particular batch, we're going to do chipotle peppers, okay? And again, we like ours somewhat spicy, so I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of this chipotle pepper in there, okay? Now, since we're not using chili powder, I read what they make chili powder out of, and they have a little bit of oregano, just a little bit. So I'm gonna put some oregano in here. And then, they have a little bit of cumin. Put in 1 teaspoon of cumin. And then, you know, my go-to thing is this no salt seasoning. This has garlic, all kind of onions in there. So this is kind of just a go-to for me. I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3 spoons of that. It's got a lot of good flavor to it. So that's what we're doing with that. Okay. Now then, we'll add 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of salt. And this may not be enough for y'all, but I'm trying to cut back on sodium for blood pressure reasons. But if you want more, add it. If you don't want any, you don't add it. Okay? And then several twists of black pepper. Put black pepper in everything. Just about everything. So, got some black pepper in there. Okay. So I'm going to stir that around again real quick. Keep it from sticking. It's looking really good, smelling really good. The mushrooms now are cooking down. So now then I'm going to add the beans. There's 4 cans in here that have been rinsed and drained. There's 2 cans of kidney beans, 1 can of navy beans, and I forget the other. I forget the other one, but we'll put them in there. So those beans are getting cooked, and we're gonna cook this for several hours because the longer they cook, the better it gets. Okay. Now we're also going to add a can of tomatoes. These are low sodium crushed tomatoes. Put that in there. And remember from the other day, we used a little bit of beer to rinse out the can to get all the good out of there. And if y'all didn't watch the video on the wild turkey video, the 3D turkey, that's a little tip on there too. Let's get some more out. Okay, so that can's pretty well cleaned out now. Another thing we're going to add is we're going to add the tomato paste now. This is tomato paste, 1 can tomato paste. And it's kind of hard to get out sometimes, but we'll get out the most we can. And get that out of there. So we got that out. Now then, we're gonna add, these are 4 chili peppers that they've been soaking in water and they've been washed. So we'll put them in there. We're also going to add, let's see, we're gonna add a teaspoon, half a tablespoon of dark cocoa. That's half a tablespoon. Again, we want a robust flavor. We want it earthy, like cowboy type stuff. So we make ours rich. Okay. We're also going to add, this is about, you see, a half a cup of flaxseed that's been sitting in water, soaking up, because we like ours really thick. So we're gonna make it real thick right here. Put the flaxseed in there just for the thickening agent. And get that out there. Now, we're gonna add some more beer to it. And again, I get the last little bit. Now, one ingredient I'm adding this time, and I'm adding, this is probably a half a cup of beets. They're not pickled beets. These came in a can, it's plain beets. I'm putting that in there, and the reason I'm doing it, it adds a little bit of color to it. But I love beets because that's one thing that has really helped me, and I'm just gonna let y'all know about it. I eat beets every day, and that's the one thing that's really helped my blood pressure. I'm not on any medications right now, so therefore, the doctor wanted to put me on blood pressure medicine. And a friend of mine said, why don't you start eating beets every day? So I started eating beets, and actually my blood pressure is perfect right now. You have to eat them every day. And that's the reason I reduced sodium, and the beets have helped a whole lot. Okay, now then, I'm going to, this is about a half a cup of roasted chopped walnuts. This again adds a lot of flavor, the texture should be great. So we're gonna let this, put it in there, and let this cook for a while. We're gonna add a little bit more beer in a minute, but this is really thick right now. It will continue to thicken up as it cooks. So I'm going to add also a little bit of vinegar, just a splash of vinegar, just so that it gives it a little bit more bite. So, and vinegar's good for you. So just pour a little bit, not too much. Okay, so that's done. Now then, this is really thick right now. We want it to cook more. So I'm going to add another beer to it. And we're going to then cover it. And we're going to let it cook for, I'll come in and stir every 30 minutes or so. But in the meantime, y'all have your drink, have fun. See you in a few minutes. Welcome back. The chili's been cooking now for about 2 hours probably. But I want to go back. I figured out what kind of beans I put in here. You know, been drinking, forget about things. But anyway, it's 2 cans of pinto beans, 1 can of cannoli beans, and 1 can of kidney beans. Okay. Another thing is we put 4 of the dried chili peppers in here. Let's get these out before we serve them, because we would not want someone getting these, and they're kind of tough to chew up anyway, but we're going to get them out so we don't eat those. But see, that's nice and thick now. It's great coloring. And so I'm going to taste some and see what it tastes like. Just a little bit. And so that's really good. I got a walnut in there. That smokiness from the walnut was roasted. The beans are good. It is kind of spicy. Now, a little tip. If you're cooking this and your family does not like spice, don't put as much in there. You can dice up some jalapenos and put on there. Or if you like it spicy and one person doesn't, they can cook rice or a baked potato and put this over the rice or the baked potato. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put more in here, and something I like is I put a little bit of vegan cheese, just a little bit of vegan cheese on here. It will melt. And I put just a little bit of vegan sour cream. The vegan, get off there. Okay, so, and stir this around together, and that's the way I eat mine. But again, if you want a potato or rice or whatever, it's all your choice. But again, hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm the Almost Tipsy Vegan. Okay, welcome back again. I gotta tell you, I almost forgot, or I did forget. I went and opened up the refrigerator, and I made this cornbread, this jalapeno cornbread. There's a video out on it. This will go, this kind of spicy, but it will go amazingly well with the chili. So anyway, look the video on the jalapeno cornbread and the chili, and y'all will be impressed. Again, Almost Tipsy Vegan.